Hey, how's it going? It's been a good week. It's been a really good week. It's Saturday morning. Don't know what the date is. 20 something. 23rd, Saturday the 23rd of May. Still relatively early. My family are all in bed. But yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a good week. I accomplished lots with my job. So hopefully next week will be a little bit quieter. A few more ideas and for the Warriors of Dystonia project, and I've got a plan of work to do tomorrow. I'm going to have a busy one on the project tomorrow. Had an idea around a t-shirt sort of design, or a sort of design that could be put onto t-shirts or shirts or things like that. I've done it in the past where I've worked with kind of a print-on-demand t-shirt company before, and that was many years ago. I think it's a lot more popular these days and easier to put together than it used to be. I made curry yesterday, and that's all I can smell in the back room here. So yeah, it's not really the sort of thing you want to be smelling at sort of 6:30 in the morning. But anyway, so yeah, a lot of work to do there. But yeah, I was hoping to get out with my camera this week, but I couldn't. The weather has just not been great. I've managed to squeeze in a lot more exercise, so that's progressively getting better. I might go for a run after this. But I've been getting my boxing in and things, so that's been really awesome. I'm glad that I've been able to do that. So I think I don't know. I lost my train of thought there. It'll be interesting to see on video. Never see myself have a brain fart like that. So yeah. So with the project, I've talked a lot about how I've had to move things around and I'm too busy and things like that. But I do actually have a plan written out. I'm so methodical. See, with my job, I have to juggle a lot of balls. I've got to try and coordinate a lot of different things, very strict deadlines, and there's nobody holding my hand with this. I have to control all of this myself. Yeah, really effective time management. I've also experienced from other books that I've written in the past, I've experience of setting myself a sort of book deadline, which, sort of making a promise and seeing the amount of pressure that can have. So this Warriors of Dystonia project, I'm basing it very much on a lot of my own personal experience. So the first thing being that when I set up this book project, I wrote down a kind of a timeline of everything. So Warriors of Dystonia, the project actually started in January. I had to build a website, plan all of that. That took a long time. Plan the way that would look, put FAQs together, things like that. I actually shared it with a few people from my family and one of my friends as well, who went through and proofread. A friend of mine from work also went through and proofread and checked things. So a lot of work went into it, and that was part of stage one of my plan. Make sure that the website was perfect. Now, originally there was like this massive survey that I had put together. So originally, rather than just saying to people, get in touch and share your story with me, I had directed people to a massive survey. And the reason for that was, again, the control freak in me wanted to sort of steer people's content that they would be sharing with me in one particular direction. And off the back of that, it became madness. Like, the survey was huge. It was really huge, and it took a lot of work, to put together. And it was only after sort of my friends and families proofreading and checking the website out for me and looking at the survey and looking at things where it made sense to actually strip this down, sort of put myself in the position of, the lovely people that are helping me and sharing content and sharing their personal experiences of dystonia with me. Did that thing again. Just lost my train of thought. Jeepers. I was putting myself in that position and thinking, well, I'd like to have the ability to share what I want, how I want, rather than being directed to, I think it was about 20, 25, maybe not 25, maybe it was about, I think it was about 15 questions, but each of the questions that were on the survey demanded quite a lot. And it also pigeonholed people. And so, which is why now I've gone more with, please share your story, I give suggestions, which most people actually just go with that, but I'm more than happy to take other sorts of stories. It doesn't necessarily need to be A to B with, I woke up one day and this started happening, I went to the doctors, they told me this, and this is where I am. That's great. That's great for sharing, a sort of a linear timeline of what's happening. But if people wanted to sort of jump to I've got this dystonia and this is how it affects me, but this is how I fight it and deal with it, then that would have been, that's absolutely fine as well. I think my greatest struggle with this project comes from a couple of different things, actually. So, first of all, going into this project, when I initially asked people to share their stories with me, I was worried I wouldn't get any responses. There's been a number of other things that I've done where I've shared stuff with friends and family and had very little response. And you're kind of thinking, well, if your friends and family are not going to share much, what chance have I got of complete strangers that don't know me actually want to, supporting or being part of this? So when I initially shared my first post on one of the Facebook groups, I got in touch with the moderators. I always get in touch with the moderators and double check they're okay with me, sharing stuff. I say moderators, administrators, whatever they're called, for these pages, check that they're okay with me going on and sharing my project and inviting people to be part of it. So when I made that first post on the Dystonia group, I really didn't expect much of a response, and I was flabbergasted because it didn't take long at all for people to start sharing their stories with me. And that really inspired me, that really pushed me. I worked damn hard after that, because I'd already felt deflated before I even started this project. And I think it's just the unfortunate side dish that comes with, dystonia. Your confidence goes out the window, your I'm going to say self-worth's a bit strong, but it's more, you just, your anxiety goes to such levels, you just think, bugger it, there's no point. And I was so close to doing that. But once people started working with me and sharing their stories, I couldn't believe it. And then one of my struggles right now is, though, I keep a log or a track of all of the people that have been in touch with me about the project. And the reason that I do that is just in case I have to get back in touch with that person. So anyone that's got in touch with me and said, Carl, I'll share a story with you, or I'd love to share a story with you, I've got all these names. And on my chart, I've got a list of names, and I've got more people. So anyone that's shared content and I've added to the book, I put it in green out, so that way I can go, okay, cool, this person's got in touch, they've shared content, I've added it to the book, and then I've got a little box next to it to remind me, okay, when it comes to me doing the final checks on the book, just run through the story again. Anyone that's got in touch with me and said that they'll either share something with me or work with me are in yellow. And I've got, I'd say 75% of the things are in yellow. So I would love for those stories to come in. I'm in a sort of awkward situation because I don't want to get to a point where when I release this book, the people that have said that they wanted to share a story with me become disappointed that they didn't share it, and I suppose I've got no control over that. That's up to, the people that have said that they'd like to share stories with me to share them if they wish. I think the other thing with this is that I've worked on projects in the past where somebody has asked about, a book project or asked about something I've done and not actually believed that I've done it. So, for example, I've written, this is a book that I wrote. Just put this back. Here's another book that I wrote. These are from here, all of these. The books I've written. So when I say I'm gonna do this book, it's gonna happen. I love writing. I'm actually writing at the same time a very dark, comedic, surreal horror book, short stories, and I've been working on it for many years. It's been something that I've dipped in and out of. So I think that what's going to happen is perhaps the day that I finally go, here is a printed copy of the Warriors of Dystonia book, this is what it looks like, there's likely to be people that are going to go, shit, I didn't get my story in, or I didn't share it. So, but again, that's nothing I can do about that. However, there's nothing to say that this will be the only Warriors of Dystonia book. People from all over the world are being diagnosed every day. We got new people being diagnosed with dystonia constantly. We got people that have got dystonia that don't know they've got dystonia. So there's nothing to stop me saying, okay, well, this is Warriors of Dystonia Volume 1. That's not to say that I'll immediately off the back of this project go into Warriors of Dystonia Volume 2. However, I think that when, others that are dealing with dystonia see that this is real, the proof is in the pudding, they may feel more inspired to follow up with their stories or what's going on, with how dystonia affects them. Still got a few little weird things going on with regards to charities right now. So the Dystonia Medical Research Society, I think they're called that, or foundation, in America, or based in America. In a way, they're only going to sort of work with me if I work with them, i.e. they will share and allow me to go onto their pages and share content or share an invite to be part of this project, only if the funding or any of the profit that I've said I'm going to give to charity goes to them. That's the way it was sort of set out, and I understand that. However, I'm going to try and see whether they would be happy enough if I could make a deal with them and say, well, how about 50% to them and 50% to the UK charity. However, the UK charity, either they're incredibly busy or I don't know. I keep hitting bumps with them. It took three attempts to contact them and was ignored. Eventually, I reached out on a Facebook group saying, would you like to be part of this book, to the people that were on there, and there happened to be a person that was that's working for the UK Dystonia Society, who then gave me the name of a direct person to contact, who I then got in contact with, who said that they would be interested in the project. And I did ask about, working in tandem with the Medical Research Foundation, Dystonia Medical Research Foundation, in America. But that point wasn't acknowledged in my question, so I still don't know where things sit there. So anyway, that's a long, rambly blog, but I wanted to share a little bit behind the scenes of the project. The project's going well. The book is already there. I just it's going to take a lot of tweaks and adjustments. I still want to, we've still got until the end of October is the timeline I've set for people to share their story. So still a long time before, I'm closing off that. I've got to also look at publishing. So one of our fellow Dystonia warriors is a relative that's involved in the publishing world, who she kindly reached out to him this week, and he was interested. I'm probably going to reach out to him. I've got a few questions, because my main concern is that in the past, my experience of working with publishers, I kind of lose control, lose rights, have deadlines set and things like that. And I can't have that. I need this to be, I'm a control freak. I need this to be my baby. And then I need to weigh up, well, if I am in complete control of all of this, to the point that I know that I can put this book on Amazon. It's very easy to put a book on Amazon, which is available worldwide. What would be the benefits of going to a publisher or working with a publisher? Could be that they print batches for me or something like that. I don't know how it works when it comes to that side of things. So I will ask a few questions and we'll see. Anyway, doubt anyone's watched this all the way through, but if you have, thanks for sticking with me. Have a great day.